Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you're most welcome to Tasty City. In today's video, I share my homemade Abacha recipe. So please stay tuned and let's get started. For this demonstration, I'll be using 2 big cassavas, but however, you may use more depending on the quantity of shredded cassava you're making. To get started with the peeling process, I will start by cutting the 2 ends of the cassava. Just like this. And for this length of cassava, I will be cutting into 3, but however, if yours are smaller in nature, then cut them into 2. So once we are done with the cutting process, we're going to go ahead and peel the cassavas. I'm going to be repeating the process with the rest of the cassavas, and once I'm done, I will take them to the sink and give them a good rinse. And so here I have all the cassavas nicely peeled and rinsed. The next step is to transfer them into a cooking pot, then pour enough water to cover the cassavas. Cover and allow to cook on a high heat for between 6 to 8 minutes. Eight minutes later, the cassavas are perfectly cooked, so I'll take them off the heat and place them in a bowl of water and allow to cool a bit before I begin with the grating process. So once the cassava is nice and cool, I'm going to begin with the grating or shredding process using the biggest hole of the grater, just like this. So it is very important to keep an eye on the cassava when cooking so it doesn't get overcooked, because once the cassava is overcooked, they will get very soft and will be very difficult, impossible, I will say. They will be impossible for you to grate. So if possible, set alarm, okay? So the cassava we have here in diaspora cooks faster than the ones we have back home. And like I said earlier, mine was cooked for exactly 8 good minutes, and as you can see, they are just perfect. Okay, so this is what our shredded cassava looks like. They are sticking together, right? Don't worry, let's just continue grating. You will see the magic later. So as you grate, I must say you have to be very careful so you don't grate your fingers. And in the middle of the cassava, there is a core which is not edible. As you can see, I don't even want to go for that grating because I don't want to grate my fingers. So I'm just going to throw this away and continue grating. So lovelies, like I said, you want to be careful so you don't grate your fingers, and as soon as you get to the core in the middle, you want to discard that and continue with another because it is not edible. So I'm going to repeat the process or continue with the process till I'm done shredding or grating all the cassavas. All right, you all, so at this stage I am done with the grating process, and as you can see, our cassava is very sticky. They are gumming together, and that is because of the starch content in the cassava. But don't worry, as soon as we put them into the bowl of water, they will separate. So go ahead and put the cassava into a bowl of water, enough water to cover up the cassava, as you can see, and we are going to allow them to sit in this bowl of water till the next day. Yeah, as you can see, our cassava is now separated, so we are going to cover up the bowl, and then we allow this cassava to sit on our kitchen table or on our kitchen counter till the next day. So I'm going to cover up the bowl, and I will see you tomorrow. All right, family, so welcome back. It is the next day, and let's do some washing. So what I like to do is to first of all sieve out that water I used to soak the cassava overnight before I begin with the actual washing or rinsing. And I'm going to be washing this up to 5 to 7 times. Yes, I usually go up to 5 to 7 times just to make sure I get rid of the cyanide and also the excess starch content in the cassava. All right, so I'm done with the washing process, and after washing the cassava, you have to let it sit on the strainer to drain out excess water for about 5 to 10 minutes before transferring it onto your train pan. Okay, mine have been done already, so at this point I'm just going to go ahead and then spread out the cassava, and I'm going to be drying this under the sun till it is bone dry. This step should take about 2 or 3 days depending on the weather. So it is important you check out for the weather focus in your area before trying out this recipe to see that you have at least 3 days of sun ahead so that the cassava will have enough sun to dry, okay? And the best season I recommend to make this recipe is in the summer because you have enough sun. Though you can make it in the winter if you have a dehydrator. So I'll go ahead now and cover this up with a cheesecloth, then take it outside the sun, and I'll allow this to dry till it is bone dry. Make sure you go in every 1 hour or 2, move the cassava around just to make sure they are not sticking together, and also they are getting dried nicely. It is exactly 3 days later, and our shredded cassava or abacha is boned dried. Like, it took it 2 days to be dry, but then you cannot hear that crunchy bone dried sound. So on the 3rd day it was perfectly dried. At this point I'll go ahead and transfer them into an airtight container until the meat arises, like until I am ready to make my African salad, aka abacha, aka abo agwalagwo. Yeah, so this is how you make shredded cassava or abacha. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please be sure to click the like button and subscribe if you are not already, and turn on your notification post so that you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you also so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.